here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Right.
Live, another Tribe Talking on a Tuesday with Miriam today. Oh, darling, today. I have MaSheva King.
That's me,
You like the way I said your name all country?
MaSheva King.
MaSheva King. How you doing, boo?
I'm awesome. It's so good to see you.
Yes. It is. I haven't seen you in shared space.
No, I'm ready to come down where you are so I can get you something. Like no,
It's hot. Well, today was nice.
Yeah.
I think we were in the 70s, the low 70s today. Something like that. But it's the weather. I didn't really fully understand what tropical life all year round.
What?
Yeah. But I kind of dig it.
You like it?
Most of the time. Summertime. Okay. It looks like we're having one of those situations.
See, what's going to happen is always glitching while I'm on here. Okay?
I know. And you know what, though? We're just talking about that I'm in New Orleans. You know, it rains a little bit. You know, we got some situations. So we try to offer, we offer a little grace to the interwebs. Just for letting us be here. But I want to go ahead. Okay. I want to get started. So we start every show the same way. Begging you to give us your 30-second commercial. So whenever you're ready, please, darling, give us the tea. Who are you? Where you at? What you got going on?
From the DC area, really Maryland, by way of Brooklyn, New York. I am an entrepreneur. I am an artist manager. I am an tour manager, booking agent, and I also do real estate on the side. And you know, you may find something else I might do in the next couple of weeks because I'm to be poked because I will figure something out and it's handled.
All around hustler, baby.
All around hustler.
All around hustler, baby, but in the best way. So I told you I have some questions. I need to. We have the folks who generally watch are artists, are creatives, right? And or business owners who want to be dope. And when I say dope, I mean stable.
Come on, be dope.
Because dope is, stability is amazing. Right? So let me back up. What brought you into artist management?
Go ahead. And
no, that's it. That's the first question. What brought you to artist management?
So I thought I was a singer at one point. So a little dabbled in a little singing, but I did a business in my, work life. I wanted to infuse it too. I did a lot of contracts. Like I love music. I love helping people. I have a gift of. And so I started out with one artist. I would drive her around to different open mics, and she was like, "You know what? You're like a manager." So it's people word of mouth that is around. And I started working with other artists, and they would see, how my work ethic just kept going. I've worked with Carolyn Malachi for almost 12 years.
MaSheva, you're breaking up again.
Oh no!
And I feel like it's important. I feel like you're saying things that are important that I want to hear.
I'm not breaking up on my side.
So you said you've been with Carolyn for how long?
10 years.
10 years. Hey, Mahogany.
I'm so sorry.
Welcome.
It's not me that's breaking up, guys.
No, it's all good. So go ahead, finish. I want to hear this.
So, my husband and I would sing too, and then, I just got that bug where I wanted to be around music all the time and not necessarily be art, but I wanted to bring the business side of artists to those artists that focus on being creative and doing the business side of it at the same time. And so,
Because that's hard.
It's definitely difficult to be a business and to try to figure out how to be creative all the time.
Oh, hold on one second. Mahogany said there's a really loud sound.
It is.
That must be what you're hearing too. I'm not hearing any sound.
Yeah, it's really loud on my end too.
Tell me if when I mute this, does it stop it?
Yes, it does. Mahogany.
While I figure this out, I want you to tell the people, when do you think someone is ready to seek out? It stopped?
No.
Did it come back? No. When do you think someone is ready to seek out a Grammy?
I think the most important thing for an artist to start out with is to start to be your own business manager at first. That's number one. So that when you do get a manager, you know the ins and outs of what they're doing so that you can tell them exactly what you want. But you need to get artist management when you realize that you're taking so much time away from your creativity to do business. And you're not able to do both. So I think that's when you should start to look for an artist manager. Because it's really hard to actually focus on the networking, on the industry people that you need to do, on the payments, on the, everything you have to do business wise. And you're just taken away from being creative. And it becomes work. And it becomes like, I don't want to do this anymore because it's not fun. So that's when you really need to seek help. Somebody that can take on all those responsibilities for you.
Yeah, but what goes what's the process though? Because I know for instance for me, I've been an artist forever.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
However old I am. And but I'm also a businesswoman, right? And I think there are times where I'm like, oh, this is a lot. I should give some of this away. And then there are times where I'm like, oh, I can handle it. Where is and I'm sure to some degree, I can handle it is a lie.
Is a lie.
Right? Because it's being done because it has to be done, not necessarily because I should be the one doing it.
Right.
But when do you have conversations with artists where you have to discuss okay, this is how you know you're over it's too much and that you need help. This is the moment. When this thing happens, this is the moment.
So for me, I have been blessed that the people that I worked with already knew they needed help. I didn't have a discussion. But while working with them, sometimes because they have been in control of their business the whole time, it's hard to relinquish control. And you can see not mistakes, but missteps happen. And so when those missteps happen, they're like, okay, I think I need help. So there's not necessarily a process for me. It may be different for other artist managers, but sometimes it becomes overwhelming because you have all these creative ideas, but you also have to take care of your business. And it's also the person themselves, because you yourself you're A-type personality where you can do almost anything. You can do everything, but there are some people that just can't. They can't handle the overwhelmingness of being an artist and a business person. So again, it's that person who can really who sits and really realizes that I can't do everything. So there's not necessarily a whole process that I've went through, but because most of the artists that come to me already realize I can't do all of this. I need to.
So let me ask you this. I think this will help get us closer to that answer, even though you haven't really had the experience because your folks are already ready, right? When you say take care of the business side of things, what does that mean? Because some folks, probably think they're handling business because they're requesting their money on time and they are booking their own shows, and that's the business. Break down what the business side is that you're talking about.
So the business side is Are you thinking of incorporating your business as a business? Are your taxes and your ducks in a row in that aspect? Are you networking with people in the industry? Are you taking care of, are you answering those emails on time? That's a big thing because you can lose money that way. Is your pricing correct? How much do I charge? Is this the right amount? Um, do you have creative meetings? Do you have your social media management? What is your marketing going to be about? What is your booking going to be about? Are you doing like tour management? Are you actually sitting there strategizing how your tour management is going to go? And what does that look like? How much money do you need to spend? Are you going to be in the black? Are you going to be in the red? Those are the things that you have to think about. Like you can't just be an artist because an artist is not just booking live shows and getting money. You still there's the background aspects of it that you have to take care of.
Did the sound come back? Did I fix it? I didn't fix it. I'm still trying to fix it. I was trying to work it out while you were talking. I want to I want to be heard too. Heard too, but I don't want to be heard through some whistle while you twerk. I got I'm trying hear me clearly in these streets. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I fixed it. I don't think I did. But
I mean, much lower than it was.
okay, good. So yeah, I agree. Now I will tell you one of the things that I have learned working with artists. Now I'm not a brand manager. I mean, I'm not an artist manager, and I have no desire to become one. Right? Uh, I feel like it's all right now, Ether. Look,
Don't
we're gonna
stop.
have this conversation. Don't play with me.
Don't do
So
that.
yeah, and I don't want to do the job. I think that it's kind of like when people talk trash, when people talk about the president, and they think about all the things that go into being the president, and then they're like, "But I would never want to be the president." That's how I feel about being an artist manager.
Yeah.
But I am curious, like, as an artist and as a business person, and as someone who tours and who has, will be touring again. Um, I've always had difficulty when putting together my tours. Just like the in between times, right? Like okay, I know I'm going to do 13, like when we did the UK tour, we did 13 cities or 13 cities. I knew that there was like going to be time in between, but I screwed the pooch all the time in between. How do you, when you've got your talent, you figured out what their needs are. Now you're planning, to get them out there. What is it? What are the steps that you take to prepare them for tour? And what is the trick? What is the secret about creating like a smooth, well-run tour? Because that ends up being good for the artist and the audience, right?
Right. So, um, with where we want to tour, like, is that leg going to stay on the East Coast? Is it going to go on the West Coast? So geographically, it has to be the geographics point of it has to be really important because you don't want to go from Brooklyn to LA and now you're tired and you don't want to do any more touring. So that's the first thing. The second thing, what is your demographic? Like, where are you most seen? Who is looking for you? Who's checking for you? Because I'm not going to go to Canada and no one cares about. That's a waste of time. You have to go with your demographic. And you have to be able to look and see and strategize where you're most popular. And that's where you want to go. Um, how much money do you have? Because sometimes when you do touring, you may not get paid until after. So you have to make sure that you have um, your budget together. Make sure you have money on hand so that when you're going out on these tours, you have enough for per diem for your musicians, you have enough per diem for yourself. You have, are they paying for lodging? Are they paying for travel? And those things of that nature. Also, you have to make sure you plan for downtime. You have to make sure you plan for down. Miriam, you have to plan for downtime. Because if you don't, you're going to get tired and burnt out, and you want to give 100%. So, in those in between times that you were talking about, those are the times that you rest. You have to rest because, again, you're not going to be able to give your 100%. There are so many things that come with touring. Who are the vendors? Who are the promoters? Get to know them. What are they offering you? Not just money, but are they offering you, you know, do we have a green room? Is it outside? Is it inside? Now, is it COVID restricted?
Outside green room.
No, no green rooms.
Outside green room?
It's inside, not outside green rooms. No, we don't want to be dressing outside. That's like being an exhibitionist. We don't want to do that.
You took me back to when I had just graduated conservatory. I was in the Shakespeare show in Manhattan, and they had us change the clothes right off the highway.
They'll do that to you in New York.
Yeah, you can saw all the little bit.
You went mute a little bit.
Like I was saying, I'm giving everybody the glory. You can change.
Come on.
I didn't know. I didn't know it was gonna be that kind of stuff.
Yeah, there's so many aspects to touring that I can go in depth with, but it'll take a longer time to do that. I hope I gave you.
I was gonna say, you trying to shorten my show?
What is,
You trying to shorten my show?
no, I am.
I'm just, we got a whole hour, girl. Well, I'm asking you questions because we need to know. But
Okay.
now let me ask you this. Now, speaking about like artists who, like for instance, for me, who are like niche, like we're niche artists, right? Like I'm a call to action citizen artist, all about social justice, and actually even doing like pocket things for other organizations and whatever. So when I talk about touring, yes, there are performances, but also like there's opportunities for me to teach, opportunities for me to facilitate, opportunities for me to lecture, opportunities, these different things. For artists who are also like, and I find that there are a lot of people out there like me, right? What advice would you give them when people are curating the tours for them? So like, sometimes I don't have to do it myself. Sometimes people call me and they're like, hey, we want to put you on this thing and it's going to last this long and it's going to be this many cities or this many towns or even bouncing here and there. How would you prepare them to advocate for themselves so that they are getting downtime or so that they are, just that it makes sense for them and their brand?
So with touring, with Carolyn, as you know, she's a professor. She's also an engineer. She does all these things, but she also does, we call them one-offs. So if you're touring and you have downtime to rest, but you also have downtime to do a masterclass, right? So in that touring, we're making sure that if I have 5 days, I say 3 days off. 2 of those days has to be downtime. And then one of those days may be something like a masterclass or teaching, like you just mentioned. But when you're scheduling it, you must schedule for your downtime. It's imperative that you have downtime. Why? You're going to be so successful, but you're going to be burnt out. You're not going to be able to enjoy yourself. But also, like you said, you know how to curate things. You know how to do education. So we try to put those one-offs in there too as we're touring. So you don't necessarily, as an artist, have to advocate for yourself. I'll do that as a manager, right? So if I'm touring in Boston, I know there's Berkeley there. I could do a masterclass at Berkeley. Or if I'm touring in LA, why don't I just go to like UCLA or something to do a masterclass? And to give you an example, Carolyn and I traveled to Japan. She did a whole masterclass teaching writing, but most of the time we were either doing engineering for artists, and we did also a show. But we also had downtime to walk the city, to rest and stuff like that. So you kind of got to schedule it that way.
So I guess that's another reason, another time. Did I just make it work with you? I guess that's another. I really can't hear what you guys are hearing. I'm trying to make sure that I'm not like making you listen to like. I don't even know what it sounds like, but because I sound fine on my end. But yeah, so is that? So I guess that's another time when you realize that you need a brand, that you need a manager. It's when you're getting these offers, and you may not be the right person to look at the sheet, right? Like you may not be the first. Like when they send you the contract and you're looking at it and you're like, oh, it sounds fine because it's $10,000. You could be missing something like rest, right? I mean, that goes back to what we were talking about. Like, when do you know that you need a brand manager? So it may not be that you're overwhelmed because you're looking at the thing, you know, it looks good to you. You know, you're getting 10 grand and whatever, you've been tired before. But in reality, this is exactly when you need it because you need somebody to look over it and make sure that they're taking care of you. Right? Am I right?
So artist manager, your advocate, your representative. They're going to advocate for you. Okay, this is $10,000, but where's her downtime? You have to put that in the contract. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to say that. The artist is not going to say that. And they shouldn't, because they're the artist. They shouldn't have to think about that. That's where I come in, or whoever comes in. I'm going to advocate for you. Can I just say, managers are everything. We're your stylist. We're your mom. We're your advocate. We're your Olivia Pope. Where's my money? Let me get your money. Before you even think about asking that question, I ask the questions before you even think about it. It's already handled. Don't even think about it. I got that. We're your contracts manager. You need water? Let me go get you some water. We're everything for that person. So yeah, we're definitely going to advocate for you.
See, that's also what I was talking about. Why I know that I can't do it. That whole I'm your mom too.
And then I'm a real life mom, so it's easy for me. It's easy.
Right, you're a real life mom, so you pick up extra kids. I got one.
I have 2 grown kids already who I enjoy. Miriam. Oh yeah. This the one, Miriam. Let me see if I can charge. I'm moving myself. Can you hear me? We can't hear you. Take it off mute. You're on mute. You're so cute. I can't. Next one is going to be live. I'm going to be at your house. I cannot. You're so funny.
It's so funny to me. I'm going to tell you. It's funny because
what is happening?
It's funny because mad people were like, you should just record it before and then edit it. And I was like, I ain't editing shit. I'm gonna come on here and say what I gotta say. We're gonna do this thing live. It's gonna be perfect. And look, like then we end up with the whistle song in the background. I feel like I did it though, like changing devices. Did it help?
Oh yeah.
Yes, no alien sound. Thank you.
I can hear
Oh
you.
wait, alien sound? That's crazy.
It was like, where are we? Are we on Mars? Like, what's happening?
Don't do me like that. I mean, now I'm like flipping the camera. Look, and I'm telling you, my interns, when we decided to do this, right, it was one of those things where it was like, yeah, Miss Miriam, and it's going to go like this, and we're going to help you, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll get on here and I'll do it. And I was a little overwhelmed by the idea that I would be doing every week, right? But then I was like, well, if I'm going to do it every week, it's not going to be something that I can like sit down and take time and like record. Like,
right.
I don't actually I have that kind of time. I just don't want to use it for this. I don't know if that sounds shitty.
No,
you know what I mean? But yeah, like I would prefer to use my downtime to kick with my kids and stuff like that. So I can do an hour and 15 minutes on Tuesday if it's live.
Yeah.
Child, these last couple shows, the way they've been showing out, I'm like,
yes, it's stress, girl.
Well, grace and mercy though, because we're getting through it.
I just would like to say that your team is amazing. I love them.
Oh, the girls.
The girls.
They're fantastic.
Amazing. I only know one name though, Olivia.
Oh, isn't she bad? She's dope. You know, she's finishing high school in the Netherlands.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to snatch her up.
She's right. Everybody and everybody wants them both. And I keep trying to say, I'm so blessed, right? Like throughout my career, I have had the opportunity to really work with some dynamic young people. Like across the
You
board.
find them.
I do, and they find me.
Ugh.
Sometimes they, and sometimes they seek me out. But the part that I love is like they manage up so well that I don't even feel like I'm a good mentor, but I do feel like they tell me they learned from me, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's more so they get to talk to y'all. Like, I'm just the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? The conduit. Like, they're like,
Right.
yeah, she cool. She a little lofty sometimes, but everybody she know is legit. So we're gonna play with Miss Miriam.
Talking to them. You have a great team.
Yeah, they're great. And even my students in Pretoria and Johannesburg,
Yeah.
I've, I listen to them and the conversations that they have and the work that they want to do. And I mean, not even just them, like just all over the place. Like everywhere I've been, everywhere I've taught, even my UMD students, like their thought process is so much more elevated and
Yeah.
interesting
It
than
seems
mine was.
like this generation. And
Yeah. No,
yeah.
I do worry because I had fun as a kid. As a teenager,
We were outside.
I was turn up. I mean, not really, just in case my mother watches this or my father. I was actually a really good kid who like kept it together, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. But my friends, like they really lived their lives, and I was, always sitting there looking at them envious, like, dang, I wish I was out in the streets with y'all.
The stories I tell children, they were like, really?
The story changed so quickly, right? No, but no, I mean, I just remember enjoying my life as a kid and like not really having so much to worry about.
Yeah.
And these young people are like starting on like Abigail. She started her nonprofit when she was in 8th grade.
Come on, Abigail.
She's on local government agency councils and like has chapters for her organization at this stage. And like
people, who are they?
And I'm just every time they speak, I'm just like
8th grade. What was it? I don't even remember. Yeah, I do
8th
remember.
grade. I got my first perm. I got my ears pierced.
I don't even remember. Like I
feel like
I
that was
couldn't
8th
wait to
grade.
get out of 8th grade. Because I know I was going to high school and I was going to have to get on a train and go to Avenue and get on a train.
I knew I was going to be driving soon.
Mm-hmm.
8th grade was like the time where you were like, I ain't no kid no more.
I'm grown.
The summer of 8th grade I was so well behaved.
Me too. No, I was the best kid. And I have a sister and I'm the oldest. And I think I was the best kid.
Did all the things.
Look at that.
I made us bigger because I was like, this phone screen thing has got me too small and I need y'all to see these cheeks. I've been gaining weight and I want y'all to know that that's worth it. It's important for people to see.
Miriam.
Let's talk. I want to segue because I'm actually in the home buyer market.
Ooh.
So you coming on the show is like actually helping me a lot because I'm asking you all questions I need to know the answers to, and I'm just assuming other people want to know the answers to. So as an artist, as a self-employed artist,
mm-hmm.
as someone who's been self-employed for 12, 14 years, right?
Right.
I'm entering this home buyer market. I'm trying to get a mortgage and do all these things. What advice would you give me from that standpoint? Like, as a real estate agent who knows artists and knows what they bring in and what they do and how they do it, how would you tell us to prepare?
Because your income varies, getting a traditional loan is going to be challenging. I don't want to say it's not something that you can't do, but it's going to be a little more challenging than your traditional loan. The first thing I would say is education is so important. Don't just jump in. Get with a real estate agent that knows artists like me. Like I know how artist money works. Don't just get any agent. Get someone that is connected to people who are self-employed because that's their specialty. And get a lender who's also someone who knows about self-employed. Your credit. Get your credit right,
Oh,
guys.
I mean,
Not you, but just in
oh no,
general.
I ain't put my business out here. It took a while to get my credit to where it needs to be. God
Credit.
bless. It took me 9 months. I was struggling. I was like, but I had to. I mean, my credit is where it needs to be now, but like I had to go through the whole self lender, open sky card, all that stuff. I had to go through all of those
Right.
things just to get my credit to where it is now.
Right.
For me,
Mhm.
for me, fortunately, my income has been pretty consistent for the last 10 years.
Right.
Um, but I know that, like, there are artist clients that I have who, you know, one year they might have 40,000, the next year they might have 70, and but they have dreams of owning a home without having to go into an oppressive workspace or an oppressive, office or whatever, or to just drop what they
The-
love for the sake of a home.
right.
Hey,
Um,
Lacey.
Also, I would suggest, I would let you know that there are not Maryland, there are programs, because I'm in Maryland. There are
Mm,
programs out there where there's no down payment, um, programs where they help you get to where you need to go as a self-employed person.
mhm.
It's not impossible, but it may take longer. Um, the steps are, again, get with a real estate agent that knows what what income's coming in. Also, educate yourself. Save. I don't want to suggest. Some people suggest getting a co-signer. Me personally, I don't really want to suggest that. I don't think that's a good idea at all. But you can do your
Yeah,
research.
if you're not my life partner,
No. But it's not impossible. It may take a little longer. That question is an open-ended question because there are so many things, open avenues that you can take to become a homeowner as a musician, as an artist. And that's something that you would really have to talk to a real estate agent personally about. But it's
are
not impossible
you are you only licensed in Maryland
for now.
for now?
Hmm.
Dream catcher, please catch me.
But where are you?
New
You're in. You
Orleans.
want me to get my license in New Orleans?
That's what I'm saying. Like, go ahead and get popping. You know what I mean?
Go ahead.
We need you, sis.
And I am a serial learner,
Mm,
if you will. I will learn everything. I will get my license
yeah.
in DC, Virginia, North Carolina, New York.
I don't understand why licenses don't cross borders anyway. What is that? Do you know why that? Not that that's like part of this conversation, but I'm
There
curious. I don't know.
there are different laws for different states. So certain
Yeah.
things we can do in DC, we can't do in Maryland.
Okay.
Maryland may be a little harsher as far as like getting all your ducks in a row, and DC may not be, or vice versa. So there are different
Yeah.
laws you have to do. Like I got my Maryland license, but in order to get my DC license, I have to take their state test so that I know their state laws because there are extra stuff that I need to know about DC that Maryland doesn't have.
Hi,
But
Samba.
Maryland has reciprocity in Ohio and Pennsylvania, which is really weird. Not, DC, meaning that I can just go there and be like, oh, I have a Maryland license without having to take
Mm.
a test necessarily.
Yay, racism. Mm. I feel like there's a common thread. Hmm.
It's a be not going to co-sign
I
at
mean,
all.
Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Maryland.
I think it's
Those
Ohio. When
that's
I
where the reciprocity is.
Okay, I'm just gonna
I'm
go
just
with what they
saying.
say because I'm a real estate agent and I have to listen to what they say. I don't know about anything about racism or anything like that.
Oh, well, I do.
I know.
I done lived in all of them states.
Have you lived in Ohio?
I have. I lived in Tiffin, Ohio.
Oh
My mother
wow.
used to teach at Heidelberg University. My parents didn't know how to sit still.
I want to be like that.
We were traveling children. My father
Oh,
was military. My mother's a professor.
oh, okay. I want to travel. Definitely want to travel.
I've been traveling.
I
I
know.
took a break
I
I was
saw
traveling
that.
so much for work before, like with 2016 to like 2015 to 2018. I was
Okay.
gone. I was out the country every other week, felt like. Then my kid was like, you wild.
You need to sit down.
You wild. We not
That's
doing this. Because he came to that tour I was talking about, the UK tour.
oh,
And
okay.
at the end of the tour, he was like, this is not the life for me.
I don't like it.
Mm-mm. But now he's like, I miss the theater. I want to go to rehearsal. Why can't we do this?
So
And I'm like,
no. Now when I look at him, I'm like, but where's the baby?
it's not.
He's gone.
He in there talking about he want a sloppy Joe.
Yeah,
Boy,
I'm gonna do it.
he's perfect. But he was also one of the reasons that I had to, like, the idea that thing, the downtime messed me up. Because
Yeah.
we were in, I want to say Hayworth. It was like we were in all these little small towns because we were collecting stories of West Indian Caribbean people who had traveled to the UK on the Windrush, which was the first ship to bring Caribbean people to London, to the UK.
Wow.
It
I'm
was like the
like,
70-year anniversary or whatever.
I need you to hire
I've
me.
had dope experiences. I love my life. So we're talking to these
Hire-
elders who were on, like, what did they hire you? I've been trying to hire you for 6, 10 years. You know, keep playing with me. I just want to put that out there in front of all the people. I've been
Thank you.
trying, sis.
Thank you. I'm ready.
Okay, I'm out here doing it myself. Help
Okay.
me. But but yeah, it was like this dope experience. But we were going from place to place, place to place, and my mother actually came to help me with him. And she had told me, oh, we had a great day. We did this, we did that. So I was like, Josiah, like, tell me about your day. You had such a good day. And he was like, you would know if you were here.
I wonder who
Not
Chad.
at age 4.
I wonder who he got that from. The
His
directness.
father, I guess, or my mother. I don't know, because I'm sweet. And I offer people grace and compassion. So I don't know where he got that from talking to me like that. But he hurt me. He broke me down. And
And so that needs to happen
yeah,
though.
yeah, it broke me down. And he was right. I mean, he was spending a lot of time at my parents,
Mm-hmm.
and with his father. But I tell people, when I slowed down and I rebranded and I changed my business model up a little bit, I had to
Yeah.
put some of my art down, which sucked. But I'm like getting to know this kid. And he's cool, man. He's like actually like dope. Like,
Yeah.
I actually like him. He would be one of my favorite students if I wasn't leaving
It,
him to go teach other people's kids.
it's so cool to realize how dope your children are. Like I
Yeah.
really will call my daughter who is a psychology major. Well, she graduated. She has 3 degrees. If I'm
See?
having a bad day, I will call her and be like, okay, so how do I do this? And she's
Yeah,
cool. She's like, Mommy, you're doing too much.
right. Lacey, no, he did not get into that mouth from me.
I listen, Lacey. I
You
might
acting real funny on here in front of people.
I may agree a little
Lacey, where's my music? How about that? How about
bit.
that? He's a musician. Where's my music? How about that? You over here worried about my mouth. Where's my music? So, but yeah, I don't know. But that was the thing for me. The idea of, I did not properly think that I had a 4-year-old that was going to be traveling with me.
Right.
And my mother, who thought she was going on vacation, she had no idea she was really going to work.
Right.
Um, and they were pissed.
They were angry.
Yeah, it was a bad time for them. It was great work for me. I mean, the stories we collected, the amount of work we got done, the people we met, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I've been invited back to teach at multiple universities off of that tour, but ooh, they had a miserable time. And it was my
And
fault
you weren't able to incorporate downtime in
because
your.
I wasn't able to, I didn't think about it.
You didn't think about it.
I didn't think about it. I just knew I was going to these places. I was like, I mean, I'm sure I'll get to rest at some point. I'm sure I'll get to hang out. But I didn't realize, like, because we were doing the coast, I don't know if anybody has traveled the coast of the UK, but going from Land's End to Manchester, when you go the coast, it's all these little pocket, really tiny cities, little
Yeah.
tiny towns,
Okay.
and they're beautiful, but they don't have like hotels. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Stuff like that. like not for real. So like we might have been staying in a hostel. It was an okay hostel, but it was like we're staying in a hostel, and then I have to get up and drive, or we have to get in the van. We have to get in the van and go 2 hours to get to our location for that day. So
Mm-hmm.
our travel time is 4 hours. Our performance time is an hour and a half, 2 hours. By the time I get back, it's bedtime.
Yeah, that's why artist managers or
We need managers.
yeah,
So
we're
how
gonna
does management pay work?
so
Because
it
I've
varies.
heard it's like 20% regardless, don't matter what. You know, I've heard all kinds of crazy. I've heard all kinds of stuff.
And so I want to say, can I just say, artist management is a term that I don't necessarily use all the time. I use like teammate. I'm working with you to get
Right.
this goal. I'm working with you to get this dream done. I
Mm-hmm.
want it just as much as you do. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
looking to get. So the people that I work with are mad cool and we're friends and I'm a
It's
humble
easy.
and it's easy. So it's not like, oh man, I need 20%. I
Mm-hmm.
show you in my work what I deserve. It could be 15%. It could be starting out, it could be 10%. Also, there may be an hourly charge. If I'm on the floor doing road management, that could be another
No,
cost.
that costs
If,
money. Yeah.
if I'm doing this new thing which is virtual assistance, like I'm answering your emails, I'm writing up contracts, I'm helping you. Hi, you're so
Hi.
big. I've known you since you were like so little. Look how grown you are.
He shows up to every show. He has to show his face. He
I,
can't let
I,
me.
I love
He's
it.
like, you're not gonna do this by yourself.
Boys love.
I'm listening. Boys and their mamas. I'm
Mhm.
listening.
So yeah,
So
so this new thing
Lacey
that
said his agency says it's 20% every time. But Lacey, isn't that like a big agency? They don't actually help you. Like y'all ain't friends,
they're not friends.
right? It's not like what they do for you changes per contract or whatever. They have a set policy. Am I correct? Tell me. Mahogany, do you have a artist agent? We got Senegal in the house. What's the
I'll give you
samba
that
samba?
question, please. Thank you.
Ask Mahogany that question. Mahogany. Is
Mahogany, that's my boo.
But don't do that, Michelle, because I'm pretty sure that I'm not the only person who has been asking you to like come up off your time and like help us
No,
out.
you
You
haven't.
just were at your bandwidth for a while. Right.
Yeah.
Mahogany says she's been chasing you too. We're not doing this with you. We're
You
not
know
doing
what?
this with you.
I'm so humble, and I really believe in what people are doing, and you can feel that. It's really important for me to have people reach their goals and me, What is Joseph? What's he doing?
He about to get out of here.
He hungry.
He
He's
just
hungry.
ate. I feed him.
I know, but boys, when they eat, it
He's
just
punching things.
oh.
Um, no,
So
okay.
it could be from 10 to 20%. Like Lacey said, it's not unknown for managers to get 20%. But I think it depends on your relationship with that manager. You
I
know.
don't actually think 20% is a bad number. I was just saying that that's the number I've heard. Like
Yeah.
I don't, you know what I mean? Like I feel like 20%, you know what I mean? Like I've worked contracts with people who were not my manager where I paid them 20%
Hmm.
of whatever I brought in because it was easier,
Yeah.
but I've also worked with people where I was like, it's better for me to give you like a retainer. Like, do you accept retainers?
I accept retainers. Hmm.
Yeah, like I feel like sometimes it's better just to know, like, I know every month you're going to make this much money. I feel like it helps because, like, on the times, like, say, for instance, I go on vacation, just because I went on vacation doesn't mean you're not still working
Exactly.
technically. You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying? So it shouldn't just be paid off of final product. It should be paid for
The
effort,
work
in my
effort.
opinion. I
No,
mean, because
no.
I feel like I liken it almost to consultancy,
Hmm. Yeah.
and
And it
I
depends
don't.
how
Yeah,
much you're.
I don't
Oh,
take a percentage pay for my work.
oh, you don't.
No,
Okay.
no.
That's
pay me for the time that I'm putting into, because things are subjective. Now I'm not telling you how to change. I'm not telling you to change your business model. Don't y'all come up in here and tell me she's starting to charge y'all no extra nothing because I done said nothing. I'm saying, but I'm saying that, like, for instance, most of this stuff is like, it's subjective. It's subjective, right? Like
Yeah.
you could spend 8 hours in the day cold calling venues to get someone in, and at the end of the day not get a yes, and it has nothing to do with your ability to call or you operating inside of the capacity that you promised.
Yeah.
It just means that you didn't get a yes that day. So does that mean that you don't get paid for that 8 hours?
So you get a percentage of the work that they get.
Right, you get it for the bite though, right? So, like, say for instance you spend 8 hours.
I agree with what you're saying. It's not necessarily always what happens.
Oh, okay. It's not everything. Okay. Because I mean that's how it translates in my head, like that. Like,
Yeah.
okay, when you book me and when I get booked, right? I get this gig, it pays me. You get 20%.
Right.
But all the time that was spent in the middle, nothing. But you're telling me that that's not necessarily how it is.
No. No.
Okay.
Not with everyone.
Well, it wouldn't be that way with me, baby.
Not with everyone.
It wouldn't be that way with me, baby. That's what I'm saying. Come on my team, partner. You know what I'm saying? Come.
I can't with you. The traveling is what. Okay, so I love to travel, and so if I get paid for a gig, that's perfect. If I get to travel and I don't have to pay for it, that's perfect. I don't have to pay. So there's things that I overlook because I get to hang out with you. I get to be, around artistry. I get to travel, and I can't take you and your son. Look at you.
I'm not even thinking about him right now. I'm listening to you. I know he's finna stop, but I'm listening to you.
Yeah. So
I mean, you're cool and everything, but I'm not. You're not paying me in quality time, sis. Like, that's my.
I mean, it's like I said, it depends on who I'm working with. Not everyone gets that.
Oh yeah, you're right. I just want to put out there to other people. We're not talking about MaSheva. MaSheva has different relationships with people. I'm gonna say in general. But I do get the travel thing. Now, I have taken gigs. Like, I got offered I didn't take this one just because I told you what happened with my kiddo. Yeah. But I got offered a gig in Melbourne and one in Tasmania, right? And the Tasmania one would have been a 3-week residency. They'd have paid for me. I swear to God. They paid for me, my mother and my son to come stay for the 3 weeks. I teach, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah.
That's nice.
But they were only paying for the trip and like the basic, like they were paying for the lodging, they were paying for the trip, but they weren't paying me for teaching.
Oh, that was your payment. Your lot. Now, so I don't.
My payment was the flight, the housing,
right,
and like you know what I mean. But
no,
I was like, ugh.
No.
I believe in your work.
Nope. But
uprooting my family for 3 weeks to go across the world to a place I've never been. I don't know how to protect them in that space. And the work was like, they were having like crazy, they were murdering like Aboriginal people.
Right.
Like crazy.
Right.
And that's the type of stuff I get called into. Like, they'll be like, hey, we're having this like, ethnic war, femicide, or da da da. And they're like, don't you want to come do some theater around that?
Okay. You're gonna have to pay me extra.
They're like, we'll pay for your flight. Yeah, I remember the first time somebody called me and was like, yeah, they've been killing women and raping women, and we just want to, talk to the women, and can you come and do playback and talk to the women? And I was like,
I don't know.
They doing what to people?
Can you explain what you just said?
How many? 20 in 20 days.
I feel like I'm a woman. I don't know.
I feel like I'm a whole woman. And everybody in my ensemble, they're all women. Is this a setup?
We were blessed to go overseas to the Middle East. And the
Yeah, I
Middle
saw that. Asha was there. What, y'all had a whole crew. Y'all had a whole squad.
crew, DJ Heat.
Yeah.
Oh, we had a great time. But in the Middle East, you have to adhere to certain things. And we had security with us. We had a male with us all the time. They paid for, our lodging and our traveling, plus paid for the performance. But you don't really want to go to areas where you don't feel safe and they're not going to pay you. You got to pay me for that. So they asked us to come back, and they were like, you're going to have to go. All the ladies will have to go by themselves. There won't be anybody advocating for you, or there won't be a male with you at all at any time. And we turned that one down.
Absolutely.
No,
I'm going to tell you, my sister is so much smarter than me. My oldest sister, she's brilliant. And I was telling her about this. It was this job that wanted to take me to Trinidad.
Okay.
And I've been, I'm like, I don't go to Trinidad. But they were like, they were having this issue where like some gang, like terrorists were like going into these communities and like paying families for their sons, essentially. Like
Trinidad.
I want to say, yeah, it was Trinidad. This was like 8 years ago.
Okay.
And it still might be a thing though. I don't know. I hadn't heard of it before it came to me. Mm-hmm. So anyway, you got poor people, you got big lump sums of money. They're like, whatever. So they wanted to do this initiative where Playback Theater, where they came in and we held these focus groups and we talked to people and we encouraged them not to go become terrorists, whatever. And I was, at this time I'm green, right? Like, or I felt green because I was still just excited about the fact that it was an island. And my sister was like, okay, I want you to look at it. Pretend this is a chessboard.
Uh-oh.
Right? And she was like, here go all my pieces, right? And then I want you to take all your pieces off the board. Take them all off the board. She's like, now just put you on there. These are all the people that you're going to piss off if you come over here talking about
women. Yeah.
Don't do this.
Don't. Yeah.
And they were not offering security because they wanted me to be like a regular. It was crazy.
No, I'm not going.
Y'all, I don't even know if y'all know that artists get offered stupid shit like this. Like, like people come at us for like, especially depending on what you do with your artistry. If you're a citizen artist, a lot of citizen artists, people who go like, their World Bank hires artists all the time to collect stories and tell the stories of their traveling philanthropists who end up in like these heinous situations all the time. Because it's World Bank, of course it's heinous. But like, there's tons of organizations that put, artists into these really trifling situations. And a lot of artists don't have a manager
to advocate. Where's the security?
To advocate for them. If I wasn't for my sister, I'd be in Trinidad,
We're not going.
We're not going.
That's why we didn't go overseas again. We're not going.
You're going back, though. Like, you're going to do another military tour. That thing looked popping.
Oh, I do want to. We should.
You should. You should come to Senegal.
Okay.
You should come for the the Senegalese Forum Theater Festival. There's all kinds of musicians. People coming from everywhere, from Barcelona, Morocco, France, all the West African countries. It's so dope.
Interesting. We should talk about that.
Yeah, we should when you become my manager.
Okay.
Yeah. You're like, I have to say it 2 more times before the show's over. All right. We didn't get to play a game because this conversation was actually really great. All of our conversations are really great on this show, but normally I have a little bit of downtime to see. I didn't budget downtime. Normally I have a little bit of downtime. Mahogany, you have a question? Or are you just raising your hand because you need her too?
Oh, who needs me?
Mahogany. Can you see the comments?
No, I'm not looking. I will get distracted.
Oh.
Yeah. I'll be like, oh, what? What y'all said? Oh, okay. Nope.
All right, so this is the time where she's telling, yes, we need you. This is the time where you tell us what you've got going on, how people can get in contact with you, where they're supposed to find you, you know, if you're taking clients, if me and Mahogany actually are, you know, what fills your schedule so you're not taking clients anymore. Whatever it is, this is when you say it. So I'm going to give you your screen.
Oh,
Go off, sis.
look at that.
I'm not talking to you.
So for music, you can email me at mking@zimari-entertainment.com. That is ZIMARI entertainment.com. That's for the music. For real estate, it's MaSheva.King@cbrealty.com. I'm at Caldwell Banker in DC. What am I doing now? I'm really trying to ramp up on the real estate, and I want to infuse my education from real estate to help artists like everyone here get their legacy on. It's really important to leave a legacy for your family, especially as artists. It's easier as a full-time employee to get, you know, your legacy together, but as an artist, it's a little difficult. So I want to be able to help those who need the help in getting, you know, home ownership and financial legacy together. I'm working with Carolyn, Malachi, of course. I work with Tamara, Jade as well. I also do like maybe not so much artist management, but I can also do like um, virtual executive assistant type work as well. If you need someone to answer your emails, someone to advocate for you, I'm that person. I can do that. Again, I am the Olivia Pope of artistry. It's handled. It's handled.
You better end with it's handled.
That's gonna be my tag.
I love it. It's handled.
I know that's
so.
Hope has that already, so I have to change it.
Well, whatever.
Yeah, but
it's yours now. We like you better with it. All right. So it's been another Tribe Talking on a Tuesday. It's been another Tribe Talking on a Tuesday. Yeah. My art is theater, not saying. This time we have Miss MaSheva King. Next week we have Rhonda Broussard, CEO and founder of Beloved Community in New Orleans. Wow. And after that, who do we have? Ooh, Lady P, Lisa Pegram, out in St. Martin, gonna come and give us some conversation. You should know. I think you know Lisa. If you don't know Lisa, you should know Lisa. I'll put you in touch. Okay. It's handled. That's right. It's handled. As for me, what's going on over here? Just so you guys can know, we're going to continue through the new year with our.
I love him.
So I'm going to tell you, most people who've seen the show know this. My son is very clear on time.
Oh, he's like, it's
very clear on time. Yeah. When I say I'm going to be on for an hour, at that hour, he starts kirking off. Now I can't be mad at him because it's our time now. You know, we're impeding on mommy time. Yeah. But I'm going to ask him to chill for just a second. So what we are doing, we're going into the new year. We are going to continue with this Tribe Talking. The show is booked out through the end of February, beginning of March.
Booked and busy.
People want to be on here. I don't know why. I don't know if you just want to talk to me because I'm so cool, or I don't know. But I love that so many people are interested. We will send out another call for people to sign up for whatever dates that they want to come on. But we will also be holding some auditions soon for a New Orleans-based ensemble. Playback theater ensemble. So we're going to be kicking back in gear. My company will be going back into our art, which is really, really exciting. So just stay tuned because if you know people who you think might be interested in traveling and collecting stories of Black folks on a global scale, they're the people I want to connect with. So I want you all to spread the word as soon as we release. And that's that, man. It's been, like I said, another Tribe Talking on a Tuesday with Miriam, and I'll see you next week. Ooh, yeah. So we're gonna go. We're gonna go.